We're here with Christy Ringgenberg from the Women Eagles Sevens, getting ready for the Atlanta Sevens this weekend. How are you doing, Christy?
I'm doing well.
Excellent. How's the weather down there in Atlanta?
It's a little rainy, a little bit chilly down here right now. Apparently, it's not usually like that in Georgia, so they're freaking out a little bit down here.
But they're all cleaned up from snowpocalypse and everything?
They're preparing for snowpocalypse, which is funny to me because I'm from Minnesota and we already have whatever 3 or 4 feet of snow this winter, so a little snow doesn't bother me.
Excellent. So even if you guys have to play in it over the weekend, it's not going to be any bother?
Not for me, no. I've definitely done it before. We'll see how good the pitch holds up with the weather.
Yeah. Well, let's just get down straight to it. You're in a tough pool with Australia, Canada, and China. What are you expecting out of that pool?
I think the games will all be very competitive. China has developed a lot over the last few years, and they're a really solid side. Australia is a very creative team, and they've added some speed to their lineup this year, so I think they'll be a tough team to beat. In Canada, we had a really solid scrimmage with them at the OTC in San Diego a couple weeks ago, and it was a really good test, and we learned a lot from the games. So I think this pool won't be an easy one to get through.
Yeah, you touched on Canada there. That's the rivalry between, the U.S. and Canada goes a long way back. And unfortunately, from a U.S. perspective, the last couple of times they've had your number a bit. But how did you guys, hold up against them in Chula Vista?
The scrimmages were really competitive. They were missing a few of their key players, so I think it went in our favor. But the games will be very different when we face them in the pool here in Atlanta. There's definitely a rivalry, and I think both teams get a little bit more amped up to play each other. And I think they'll probably be the toughest game we have at the tournament.
And one of the things about the format of the women's series, with only 12 teams, the top two in each pool get in, but then the top two second place teams also get in. And maybe if you had a pool that had some teams that are still developing and you could have some bigger wins, or that maybe that that second, or one of those top two finishes, or one of those two third place finishes as a bit more secure. But within a pool of Australia and Canada, how much of that is trying to control the game and maybe grab that extra try to put you over the top in case something does happen where you have to get one of those two third place spots?
I mean, outcomes typically take care of themselves, and so if we play the game that we know we can play, we'll put tries on the board. I try not to think of too much about um, the spread and how many points we need to go through to the next level. We just want to win the games and score as many tries as we can and win the games. We just have to focus on the task at hand and not think too far ahead.
Okay. You're one of the you're one of the players that are new to the squad from Dubai. How has it been coming back into the team?
It's been really good. I really enjoy playing for the Eagles, and I haven't had any trouble fitting into this squad. We've got some newer players who are developing really well down at the OTC, and I'm excited to see what we can do at this tournament. It's a little bit different team than last year, so I'm excited to see the direction that we can take.
Who are some of the players that get you excited?
On our team,
Yeah.
it's always a pleasure to play with Jillian Potter because she has a great work ethic, lays on some big hits. Likewise, Griff has an excellent work ethic. If ever I feel like I can't work any harder, I watch Griff, and I know that I can work just a little bit harder to match her work rate. JJ is one of our new ones. She's pretty fast. She's a football convert, so I'm excited to see what she can do at the international level. Vix is always a fun one to watch. She's an extraordinarily talented rugby player. I'm really excited for the whole team all around for this tour.
Absolutely. And of course, you get to play in front of your home crowd. How awesome is that?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, we had Houston last year and now Atlanta this year. It's great that we've got tournaments in the United States and we're helping to grow the game here and hopefully we'll get some fans out and some local women's rugby players to get interested, and we can really grow the women's game here.
Yeah, you're a veteran of the team. How is the just the culture around the team and the attitude towards women's rugby changed in the last 5 years?
There's definitely more support for women's rugby now than when I first started. On my first tour, we paid to go on tour to represent the United States, and now we've got we've got support from USA Rugby, more support from USA Rugby. We've got the USOC supporting us, so I think that excitement on their level is translating to the fans and the community, and I feel very supported by the community now. People comment on Facebook that they're cheering us on, and they follow us on Twitter. And I get comments about people being excited about the women's game, which is really great to hear because when I first started it, the women's game was relatively unheard of. And people often said, girls play rugby? And now you hear that less and less. So the game has definitely grown, and the community is really rallying behind us.
Yeah, I've noticed that too, even on my site, that people are really excited by the team and they're excited to see the success. So we wish you the best of luck this upcoming
Absolutely.
weekend. And for those who are interested in following the team, you can of course watch the whole Atlanta Sevens on the IRB website. You can, but more importantly, if you're in the Atlanta area or anywhere within driving distance, head down to the stadium down there in Atlanta, Fifth Third Bank Stadium, and enjoy some great women's rugby. So, thanks, Christy, for joining us. Appreciate it.